their hopes, lives and dreams and divided, planted like seeds of death in bodies, filling the streets with soil, blood, flowing in those streets like water, fields of death, filled with blood, flowing like water. How many more? How many more must carry the load of bullets in their chests? Seeds of death planted, the bodies falling in these streets like fertilizer. How many more? Before we open our eyes and our minds to understand that we need to take a stand, and we need to evaluate what's really going on. How are we feeling the communities that these persons are coming from? There's a saying that says, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. If your environment seems like hell, it wouldn't be confused if you imitate the devil himself. So when are we going to evaluate the conditions that we confront these persons to before we look to convict them? Because I'm convinced that we feel these communities. I'm convinced that these communities are underserved. They are underserved undeservedly because they deserve better. We all deserve better. And so we need to really focus on creating opportunities, because as much as we say put down the guns, and yes, to some extent, is retaliation and is do for do. And we got to be just saying that do for doing it obey. But at some point in time, it get ridiculous. Too many bodies dropping. Too many lives lost. We got to come because really and truly we are the people that make the society better. We have to. And so as we pull from our own people, as we plant bullets in ourselves, because we look at them and we can't really see that they are us or we are them. We are taken from our own community. We are continually cycling of the violence. And as they continue, they will only get worse. Because blood will always call for more blood until we call for it to stop. And so we call it for it to stop. And we also call it for opportunities to be open to these young people who are not lacking the education per se in all cases. Some of them just ain't yet true to the word. Some of them starving, some of them in situations where they feel that they have to do what they are doing because they're not getting anything else. There's no programs in place, there's no systems to allow them to be able to find work that's more legitimate, that will be less strong upon them. So they find themselves in illegal activity, and in those environments you will always be find being bred a system of violence upholding the order, where violence is the law. And so when you have conflict, it's more peaceful resolution is construct and stabbing and threats. And threats turn into promises. And promises kept. Promises is death. So we really need to do better for our young persons, for our communities in general. We need to make sure that they're fed. We need to make sure that they're not struggling to get by on a day-to-day basis, because there's no reason that it should be happening. And it's not going to get fixed. It's definitely fixed. It's not. It's going to get fixed. Checking the needs and communities that you're going to be going into, checking and seeing who has who and who doesn't, by serving them, by seeing who is employed and who isn't, by finding opportunities for them, by seeing what they need done, by seeing that person needs to move fixed to the longest world and can't get it done because they ain't got no work and they're just trying to get by, paying rent because they don't even own the land and the living one, nor the house. Because we have been impoverished for very long. And we have not really sought to, as a nation, to progress ourselves in that situation. So now would be time to look at long-term solutions. Not looking at the surface level stuff. Because below the surface to the foundation, and then below the foundation. Because we are the director of society. And the government, politicians, focusing on politicking, need to focus on the people. The people who give their votes, and the people who choose not to give their vote. Because they've seen years on years on years, terms on terms on terms, where they do not serve the people. We need to do better. Like a straw that breaks the camel's back, a single bullet shatters the silence. We can never ever again be quiet about gun violence when the number of bodies rising so high like mercury in a thermometer in this changing climate. Maybe it's the climate change that turns straight streets to rage because the sun getting hotter and the streets is too. It's crazy. To think the gun will do anything but match the heat when people are miserable, poor, and they got no food to eat. They feel that they gotta do whatever they got to make it sure before you start. They think that if you want the job, they try and they may get through. They go to school, maybe some of these shooters ain't make it all the way through, but they know they want parent, they know what to do it. And she's still struggling too. So who is you? To tell he good schooling is all he needs to see like true aim high when he sees his high as a whole pulled down by crowd in a bucket mentality. He sees like hit under a bushel and buried under the PC society. Nepotism and even greed, jealousy, and those with influence and abuse of authority, with a system with obscurity and opportunity. Who is you to tell me that? We can no longer villainize these persons and seek to be humanity. We have to empathize with them, as hard as that may be, because our own life may be spread out in the streets and then our family may be the ones that are weeping. But if we really want to see change and we want to see reason, we have to empathize, we have to understand where the problem stems from. We go back together as people. As you go, the side we can't really wait for a top moment approach. We can't wait for the government to do it for you. We is we, and we gonna make a stand for you. Together and give opportunities for you. Let hope for we. See the person as next to us and understand that you brother, that you sister, that you mother, that you father, and you and do it and do it. We is we, we's a family. Barbadian family, Barbadian community, we are one people. One person hurt, everybody hurt. We can't keep going by and acting like we saw the top, like these things can't touch us. We have to feel it. And as we feel it, we have to make the change that we can make. We got started and be the change that we want to see. And just last week, unfortunately, we have seen a sensitive act of violence at scale. At a scale where persons early in the morning were cooling out in the building just here, and 3 masked men entered and wreaked havoc, offloading shots, injuring innocent persons, and also causing deaf persons too. And so at this point in time, we are going to call for a moment of silence to honor the lives of those persons who were lost in our sense to start the violence. And I pray that even as we hold the silence for this brief moment in reverence, that we allow that fire within us to build, that will lead us to taking action after the silence is broken, and not allowing it ever again to rest. We cannot rest until these people rest in peace, and they will not rest in peace until we see a change in this society. So no, I call for a moment of silence.